Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. Let's talk about Vintage Radio, which is part of the 22 releases which form part of the Pride collection. I think 10 or 12 have been released so far. We're expecting 10 more. It comes in an outer package, which is just a simple card box, just like this. And then the fragrance itself is housed by this much stronger brown card box. That is how the package comes. This is the actual package, and for the notes we have lavender, sage, bergamot at the top. We have plum, palo santo, black pepper in the middle, and for the base we have sandalwood and amberwood. There is a write-up in the description for this fragrance by Lattafa, which indicates that this is supposed to throw you back, give you a nostalgic feeling. Apparently, it is supposed to evoke this feeling of sitting in a bathtub, putting on your vintage radio, and listening to very soothing, enchanting music. Personally, I have a very mixed feeling about this fragrance. It's been my scent of the day for 2 days straight, like scent of the day, scent of the night, just trying to really know what this fragrance is about. It's got a very beautiful atomizer, and upon initial spray, you are immediately hit with the lavender. One of the most iconic lavender scents I have come across, in recent or in our time is YSL Leap. It is known to be a very heavy lavender scent that is marketed towards women, but a lot of women find that very masculine leaning. However, that lavender is very different from the lavender I find in Vintage Radio. Although the lavender in Vintage Radio comes off as very heavy, it doesn't come as that heavy as I perceive in Leap, for example. Like people have complained that Leap is like very masculine, but this one is very unisex. When it comes to the lavender in other notes, this sort of lavender is very unisex. I'm emphasizing on lavender because that is what I predominantly get, but it's not a very typical masculine leaning lavender. It is lavender boxed with a very zesty bergamot at the beginning, so it is quite fresh, and then the sage comes in. Palo santo is a wood that is usually used for cleansing purposes or spiritual purposes. I have never come across it, but it is in the range of the sage, the bay leaf, that incensey feel. That is what it's supposed to give. The more I acquaint myself with Vintage Radio, the more I understand where the notes, how the notes are combined. That lavender, that sage, that palo santo, all those three notes are notes that are supposed to evoke a feeling of relaxation, a feeling of calmness. Lavender, it gives you, or it's supposed to calm you down. Sage is supposed to be a cleansing sort of spiritual thing. Imagine being in a lavender field where you are also burning some sage or some palo santo, that is like a woody sort of fragrant wood. That is how it comes across to me. The sandalwood is quite creamy, also prominent. I'm not too sure what the role of amberwood is playing here, but I predominantly get that sandalwood, which is creamy. I get the plum, but it's not like very potent. I get the lavender and the bergamot and the sage the more. I get those and what I perceive to be that palo santo. As I said, I'm not familiar with the palo santo, but it indicates that it's a very fragrant, woody, citric, minty wood, and I perfectly get that nuance in this one. It is very soothing and balsamic. It gives me that sort of very feng shui like, those who are into feng shui, that calming spiritual thing. It's not to say it smells like a church or a monastery, or it doesn't smell like that, but it puts me in that mind, probably because, as I said, maybe I've been influenced by the description, but that is what it gives me. It is quite lovely. It is nothing over the top. It is quite an everyday sort of fragrance. It is quite fresh, quite sweet, not very sweet, but a very perfect unisex fragrance. You get the bergamot, which makes it fresh. You get the lavender, which makes it floral. You get the sandalwood, the plum, which makes it a little sweet, the sage that gives that sort of incensey palo santo mix in there. It is very beautiful, and I'll give it to Lattafa for that. However, I don't think it's a scent profile that is like very new. It's not like anything too new on the market or something that I have not smelled before. It smells familiar, but I cannot really pinpoint what exactly I can compare this one to. I got this one from Joma Shop, and I think I was reading some of the reviews, and I saw a reviewer by name Kiki. I'm not too sure whether it's my Kiki of my fragrance trio or any other person, but the person who did the write-up indicated that this is a dupe for Initials Paragon. I've not come across Paragon, so I will not be able to speak to that. I'm not too sure how that also is. It's just information I found when I was trying to find much more about this fragrance, but apparently that is what the person indicated. If there's anything I would love this fragrance to be, I think I would have preferred this one to be a candle, you know, like it gives me that sort of very candle scent, you know, like a very fall or autumn candle, that kind of vibes. It gives me, you know, that sort of lavender, Palo Santo, sage, bergamot, that sort of calming effect, that sort of spa like. It's not like I see this one smells like a spa, you know, but it gives me that sort of, when you go to the spa, you know, when you go to the beauty spa, they usually try to make you feel, you know, at ease by burning by burning candles which are soothing. That is the vibes that this one gives me. So I think I would have preferred this, you know, as a candle rather than a fragrance. But as a fragrance, it's not a bad fragrance at all, you know. I think it has a fragrance DNA that is already out there, you know. It's not something super new, super special, but it's still a very good fragrance, you know, for every day. I think it's going to be super appropriate for autumn, for summer, for spring. It's not heavy enough, you know. It's not as heavy and dense and resonant to cut through the cold in winter, but for any other season, this one is going to be perfect. Like a very easy to throw on. I think it's a very perfect unisex fragrance, but if you push me, you know, to choose which side, one side, I think it leans just a little bit masculine, but it's nothing, you know, it's not like that heavy YSL lip lavender. It doesn't come across as that, you know, which, even though lip is a fragrance marketed towards women, the lavender in it comes across as very masculine. It's not like that. It's not like that sort of lavender. This one is a very floral, you know. Lavender is floral already, but it gives me that sort of very floral. It doesn't give me old school touches, you know. It doesn't give me an old school touch. It's supposed to give this vintage, nostalgic, you know. It doesn't give me any old school touch. If anything at all, this one gives me a very perfect candle scent, you know. It would have been so perfect as a candle, you know, or even a room spray, you know. It gives me that sort of feel, you know, when you want to have some guests around, you want something soothing, you know, to hang out in the house. That is what this one gives me. As a fragrance, I'm not totally blown away. I'll not say it's one that is, you know, going to be on everybody's, you know, top 10 list. I don't know, it might be, but for me, I don't think so. It is a very good one. However, I think I've seen so many better ones from Lattafa. And I think this is also one of the cheaper versions of the Pride collection that I have seen. I think I picked this one for $34, you know, but I've seen all the rest of the Pride collection that have been released going for $79, which to me is a bit too much, you know. To me, it's a bit too much. I think C from C Chronicles spoke about this in one of her previous videos, and I totally agree with her. The prices are ridiculous, especially if you are buying from America. When I buy fragrances in Ghana, especially when the Pride collection, the Wood for Glory, the Body Out Wood line, the one that, you know, Anna and Glory, I bought them in Ghana for like $30. You know, that is how much. But here the prices are like double. So at that rate, I think I might just wait it out a bit, you know. I might just pick one or two more, but the rest I'll just wait it out, because I just feel for $79, then I have to pay for shipping, for taxes and all those. I might as well get fragrances that I have finished and really want to replace. I want to replace my Tizia Terensis Asa. I've finished with that fragrance. I want to replace it. I want to replace so many others, you know. I might as well go for fragrances that I know I'm used to. I know the, you know, scent profile. I think the price for this Pride collection is a bit too high. If Lattafa can do something about it, other than that, we might have to wait on them for the prices to drop before everybody can enjoy this Pride collection. But this is I think this is the cheapest that I have seen on Joma shop, you know. That is all I have for you today, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.